Travis Wayne Goodsell. Joseph Smith translation, Revelation chapter 12. In verse 1, there's an additional information that is important for understanding prophecy and revelation correctly translated and defined. And there appeared a great sign in heaven, in the likeness of things on the earth. Likeness of things on the earth is the prophecy, the prediction of the future. The sign in the heaven is the astronomical conjunction that gives you a time, a calendar date, day and hour. The Jews did know the day and the hour. Matthew knew the day and the hour. A Christian went in and wrote in, "No man knows the day or the hour." And then Joseph Smith said, "No man knows the day or the hour," and then gave us the day and the hour. And so here, again, he knows the day and the hour. Because verse 5 got moved to verse 3. "And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with the Book of Mormon, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne." Rod of iron. The Word of God. The tree of life. So verse 7, we get interpretation of the signs in the heavens for what the likeness of things on the earth are to be. And so, the dragon prevailed not against Michael, neither the child, nor the woman, which was the church of God, who had been delivered of her pains. The church, which is the Mormon church, because this is Joseph Smith, he started a church. It's his church. Virgo is the woman and is Joseph Smith's church. And brought forth the child, which is the kingdom of our God and his Christ. So from Joseph Smith's church will come the Christ of Mormons for the millennial kingdom after the latter days. Too complicated? The dragon is the false Christ, the false prophet of the false church that Mormons would be in bondage to. Doctrine and Covenants, section 103, confirms all of this. Verses 15 to 18. "Behold, I say unto you, the redemption of Zion must needs come by power." That's the millennial Zion, millennial kingdom, from Joseph Smith's church. "Therefore I will raise up unto my people a man who shall lead Mormons like as Moses." That's the man-child of Revelation, the Christ, the Jewish Christ. They do not footnote it correctly here. Like as Moses should be footnoted to the law of the Jews, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 through 19. Because Joseph Smith in his second vision quotes it from Acts, because of precisely as it stands in our New Testament. You're supposed to go to it and see what's different. And Joseph Smith says, yep, the Jewish Christ is our Christ. For Mormons are the children of Israel and the seed of Abraham, and must needs be led out of bondage by power and with a stretched out arm. Moses leads, goes first. Jupiter is the man-child of Virgo in the sign in the heavens that is born way back on the 23rd of September 2017. And then he will lead Mormons in the Exodus, parting of the waters, dry land. Okay? Anybody confused yet? You must needs be led out of bondage of the great and abominable church which you are in. Joseph Smith helps you understand what that great and abominable church is, all over the place, as well as the Book of Mormon, as well as anybody who knows that the whole Bible is Jewish and not that great and abominable church religion, which is all wrong, abominable, and corrupt Christianity with idol God Jesus. Jewish, a man is the Christ. So, Book of Mormon likewise confirms this. 2 Nephi chapter 3, verse 5. 2 Nephi chapter 3 is all about Joseph Smith and his coming. Mormons think that this is prophecy from prophets of ancient America. And so if it is, you still got it wrong by thinking he's preparing the way for Jesus, because we just read it to you. Joseph Smith comes first. Joseph Smith's church will get usurped, will get taken over by the enemy and turn it Christian. And then a Mormon in the latter days will save Mormons who will hearken to him. Second vision, remember? Verse 40. He's your Christ. Will be saved in Zion. Everybody else will be burned as a sacrificial lamb. Verse 5. Wherefore Joseph of Egypt truly saw our day. He's having a vision. He's a seer. They repeat seer numerous times here. And he obtained a promise of the Lord that out of the fruit of his loins, so more than one sperm, there are times when Mormons say stuff or type stuff on their little cell phones to me, and I just, oh my God, there is no hope for Mormons. Their depths of stupidity knows no bounds. The church has really done a number on you guys with the lies and the deceptions and the redefining of words and just outright horrible falsehoods that spew from their mouth, and you're seeing the consequences. You know, the raping by the quarterback of BYU. It's not being covered in local news because a woman got raped. That happens all the time here in Utah. It's the fact that the season for BYU football is in jeopardy because he's the starting quarterback. You have people coming from all over the world to attend the BYU football games. The big game is between the true school and the false school. The BYU U of U game. This is why it's a big deal. It has nothing to do with the girl getting raped. man. You know this is a joke. But the fact that she didn't understand that choking is erotic asphyxiation, again, blame the church. They're responsible for your ignorance. Anyway, stay on target. This is children, generations. The fruit of the loins of the Lord would raise up a righteous branch unto the house of Israel. Joseph Smith, we know this, it says it by name. So, if you think that this is literal history, that the gold plates are real, or even if you wrongly call them golden, you have to use your English grammar on this. You can't deny English grammar for what's coming up next. Not the Messiah, but a branch which was to be broken off. Nevertheless, Joseph Smith is to be remembered in the covenants of the Lord, that the Messiah should be made manifest unto Mormons in the latter days. Sorry. Therefore, this is not literal history. This is a book of prophecy and revelation for exclusively Mormons who joined Joseph Smith's church. And they give you the date of when he arrives also, as all Jews do in the Bible. 23rd September 2017. And so you will know him by his fruits, not just baby fruits. You will know whether the seed is good by the baby that comes out of mommy's womb. But likewise words, the results of the words. And so thus the football player incident shows how the church's words leads to raping of girls and girls not knowing about autoerotic asphyxiation. He just didn't want to marry her. And she got upset. I don't really know what happened, but from what I'm hearing, I'm going, oh crap. Because we all know there are groupies of the football players, specifically of the quarterback. And so you got these Mormon girls who want to get married. They want to get the Steve Youngs. And so, yeah, I saw what happened to Steve Young. Leave him alone. It's hard enough for him to pick a woman he can trust, because he can't trust women. Sure, they may be, righteous little virgins, but still, their intentions are masked, and he can't figure it out. And so it's tougher when you're popular. When you're not popular and a woman has a crush on you and she lets you know it, then yeah, you can trust that. Don't pass her up. But when you're popular, you can't trust anybody. Everybody wants something from you. And girls in the church want the quarterback's baby. So, lots of problems on this. I had somewhere, yeah, there it is. The different kinds of Mormon girls. They're not just one type. My nightmare experiences identified several categories of women. Nonetheless, what are we looking up? Oh, right, Section 107. Getting sidetracked. See, for me right now, yeah, no woman wants me. And so I don't worry about whether I can trust a woman or not and her intentions with me. There are no women. And so I would be immediately suspicious if all of a sudden a woman did start coming around. What do you want from me? Don't pick on me and tease me. I don't care if you're a redhead with blue eyes and long flowing hair. Stay away from me. What do you want? You can't like me. It's not possible. Section 107, 91 and 92. And again, the duty of the president of the office of the high priesthood, Joseph Smith, is to preside over the whole church and to be like unto Moses, the Jewish Christ. The head of our church is the Jewish Christ. This is not complicated doctrine. All you had to do was read your scriptures and correct the footnotes. Because the church doesn't want you to know this. Behold, here is wisdom to be a seer, which is a visionary. Visions, dreams. You're a visionary man, Lehi. A revelator, which I just showed you, is the time. Mormon chapter 8, verse 33, likewise confirms time. It's real simple. Astronomy, signs in the heavens. Translator, can you guess which languages? Paleo, Hebrew, and Egyptian. And a prophet, someone who sees the future, the likeness of things on the earth, of the signs in the heaven for the time. These are the gifts by which you can judge the Mormon. There will only be one, just one, not 15. And so, yeah, Nelson disqualifies himself by claiming that the 15 all have these magical powers except for translator. And they don't even claim the powers, they just claim the title. They've redefined these for you so that you won't know the truth. And so that you will use the wrong judgment for the coming of your Christ. So that you will not know him when he comes. Because you see Nelson as the prophet. And you don't pay attention that he is not even claiming the title of translator. And so you have no clue, because they won't teach a translation and you don't know it. It's all Hebrew and Greek to you. That Nelson can't translate either. He is maliciously screwing up scriptures on top of screwing up translation. Even Christians know better than Nelson, but Mormons are blinded by his mantle of title. You are not judging him by his lack of fruits as a false prophet. Being warned about, because Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon and the Bible therefore all warn Mormons, you're going to be in bondage to Jesus in the great and abominable church. And here you are. So, as this is meant to be just a quick video, which is turning out longer than I expected, because I have to keep explaining things. Sweet little Sister Jessica, of which I'm hoping it'll be soon so that I can save one of these for her. If you saw some of the original pictures I did, you'll know that she likes Swedish fish. And so I'm really hoping it'll be soon. That's why we're doing the video today, because today it starts. Oops, spoiler alert, we're not done yet. She leaked her mission president's letter to stake presidents and parents on her mission website back in 2020. She was originally called to the Australian mission, but because of 2020, the test run, she got transferred to Montana. And so she's obviously home now. And as a good, pure, righteous, beautiful young Mormon girl, she's married. not trying to trap the quarterback into having sex with her to force him to marry her, and then being rejected by him, and then suing him for rape and autoerotic asphyxiation. I don't see her doing that, but Mormon girls are what Mormon girls are. It's all fun when you're married, but when you're not married and a woman wants to do that, you're ruining my fantasy. So I have no idea if she's still single, if she's dead, or if she got married to a young Mormon boy, a returned missionary, and is living the happy life, eating Swedish fish, before they all get banned from the shelves for having red dye number 40. They do, don't they? Yep, red dye number 40. M&M's has gone back and forth on the red M&M, and now Ronald McDonald K. Jr. has banned them all. No more candy. No more sweets. We're going back to bland, uncolored, unflavored food. Oh, like my mom's cooking. Seriously, she would not even use salt. What the hell, Mom? I must drown my food. I don't care what Schoolhouse Rock tells me to not do. I'm drowning my food, Mommy. And so, yeah, I'll eat broccoli if you give me the cheese sauce. You want me to eat the broccoli? You give me the cheese sauce. Not complicated. Wow, you're eating cheese sauce for dinner, are you? Oh, no, there's broccoli in there. Dallin H. Oaks to the mission presidents going out on their mission. Saturday, March 14th, 2020. He uses chiasmus. Quote, unquote. This is not the end of the world, but merely a test. A trial run for the second coming. Now, I didn't find out about this until last year. I went all those years after wondering what the hell happened. I know the scriptures, I know the prophecies, I know the dates. I've been doing them for you. 8.7K videos. What the hell happened? And then last year, the YouTube Mormon employee in Utah County recommended the video that leaked. The woman who leaked it to him, who found Sister Jessica's leak, who leaked her mission president's letter, who leaked Oaks. So it's the 7 stages of Kevin Bacon or whatever that's called. Everything that happened in 2020 was the church's responsibility. They caused it. Oak said so. This is not the end of the world. It's a test that we are running. A trial run for the second coming. Everything that happened in 2020, the church was responsible for. That's why I keep doing these videos, to warn you. I've already been doing what I knew the church was up to during this time. But I didn't know why it didn't happen, the final 4. The fall of the great and abominable church, the transfer of authority to the Mormon, who's the man like Moses, that you're supposed to run the tests for, so that you will know him, and so that he can't just come out and say who he is, because if he were to just do that, you'd believe with your spiritual witness feelings that the church is true, that therefore he can't be true because he's not Jesus, he's not immortal, he can hurt, he can bleed, he can have back pain from him moving his furniture around yesterday during the power outage. He can't be one of Mormons. And so, yeah, you need to know the truth and run the test so that you convert yourself. So that you believe and that you seek him out, and when you find him, listen to him and follow. Because the second coming, as defined by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is Jesus coming from outer space, burning people with a mass execution far greater than sperm. Stealing money for the kingdom, hoarding it for Jesus, and cooing all governments around the world. That's the second coming of Jesus. All Mormons know this. If they're getting angry at me, it's because they're stupid. You're not going to tell me that this is not our second coming when I've heard about it my whole life from this church. They have warned you. Pay your tithing or you will be burned by Jesus. They're stealing your money under the threat that you will be murdered. That's the second coming. We all know it, and yet Mormons will deny what they know to be true just because I said it, and I didn't say it faith-promotingly. Bastards. And so, yeah, all these years, I was like, I quit. I don't know what happened. You know, the church is evil. I've already established that. The signs in the heavens all came and went. I did my part. I mean, the man like Moses did his part. It all happened. Parting of the waters. He was amazed. He didn't think he would part the waters. He thought it was just a symbolic thing for the spirit world. And yet, here we are. And if I had not been recommended this by the Mormon YouTube employee who lives in Utah County, if he had just left me alone, stopped picking on me, stopped cyber terrorizing me, I would have never known. Oaks wouldn't have been leaked to me. Because I don't go to Mormon channels and put hate comments and death threats. You must believe in the Jewish Christ. They do that to me. For the Christian. I leave Mormons alone. I let them worship how, where, or what they may. But on my channel, I condemn Mormons. Because we're supposed to be Jewish. So I read the scriptures for you that we're Jewish. And Mormons seek me out to attack me. I do not go to Mormon channels and attack them and tell them they're wrong, even though they are. I let them do their thing, even though they're wrong, and getting popular because of the YouTube Mormon employee in Utah County. So, for today, the sign in the heavens has begun. Because if you remember following me from back during Passover this year, I was showing you a moving picture clip of Jupiter parting the waters and passing through on dry ground. Pisces. From day one of Passover to the end of Passover, Jupiter clears through. It's actually the moon, wasn't it? Because Jupiter was at the horn. So it was the moon that was doing it, the religion. Jupiter had already done it way back in 2020, wasn't it? Because it would have been 9 months retrograding, and then 9 months, and then 9 months here, because then it would be 9 months there, because he's now leaving the horns. And so that would be 1, 2, 3. So 3 would be 3 years, and it's 25, so 22. So yeah, at the end of 2021. So yeah, that would have been 2020 and 2021 when Moses did his thing and parted the waters. And so then the moon was Passover this year. And so the moon passing through from the beginning to the end was pretty cool. Was it the moon? Because it seems like the moon would be quicker than that. Yeah, whatever it was. Somebody passed through, and I was showing it to you for Passover this year. Maybe it was the sun. I think it might have been. Because this, yeah, maybe it's the sun. That would be April, May, or only 2 months. Wouldn't go that fast, would it? Whatever it was, something went through there. I can't remember. I don't have it. I transferred things. Again, they had 200 years of planning for this. Oaks then comes out in 2020 and says it's just a test run for this year. And then, even though I find out about it and know and do the videos, yep, Trump is Jesus. Trump fails. And he's dragging it out. And so Nelson comes out in April and says, I have no idea when the day or the hour is anymore. Because Oaks got leaked. Trump, we're waiting for Trump to do his thing. And so the latest stuff, I do Trump Ice 2025 for you, to let you know what he's up to, so that you can be prepared. So anyway, today is the day that starts for Venus. Venus is the female, as she is the symbol of the inverted pentagram of Lucifer, which is on the keystone of the doors of the Salt Lake Temple, which was on Brigham Young's Nauvoo Temple, which is on Brigham Young's Logan Temple, which is on Brigham Young's son, Don Carlos's sculpture of the Eagle Gate at the corner of State Street and Temple Square. That arch going across State Street. They know about the inverted pentagram of Lucifer. And Mormons continue to deny and say it's something to do with Jesus. When everybody else in the world knows it's Lucifer. Because she is the bride of Mars. Baby name meaning of Nelson. Russell Marion. He's the head of the church. Lucifer. And so that's what Isaiah is referring to in the Latin Vulgate when they put in Lucifer in there. He is the son of Mars and Venus. And so his mother is the symbol, but the symbol, as he is the son, became his symbol too, ever since the Latin Vulgate. So yeah, this is the church's symbol, the bondage, and thus the founder is the devil, literally. As Nelson is completely changing Mormonism beyond what it was already changed from when Brigham Young turned it Christian from Joseph Smith's Jewish religion. And so for the next month, to the 21st of June, when the moon returns to join Venus, this is when Venus passes through the waters on dry ground. And it ends in Aries, the Lamb-Ram constellation of sacrifice. Abraham sacrificing Isaac, going to the top of Utah. And where's the lamb, Daddy? We're going to sacrifice you, son. Okay, Dad. Then Mercury appears and says, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Here's a ram in the thicket. Sign in the heavens, likeness of things on the earth. 600 years from the time Lehi left Jerusalem in 4 CE. 8 April, 2020 years before the final day of darkness. Thus 2020 is coded in the Book of Mormon for us as the Exodus year of Lehi. The Mormon who is the man like Moses. And so the moon being with Venus in Aries is an indication of the separation of Mormons, those who are following the Christ and those who are going to be burned by the great and abominable church. They that come shall burn you. Second vision, addition by Joseph Smith. Jesus ain't going to do it. He doesn't exist. He was a creation of Christianity. But they will claim to be Christians, and they're going to blame Jesus for it. And it wasn't us doing it. It was Jesus. And so, yes, June 21st. So, pay attention. Heads up. Because Oaks got leaked. So, we got to get to Zion. Pentecost is on the 1st of June, which is next week in a day. Here's my calendar. Still got to move things around. Yeah, Sunday is the 1st. That's the day of Pentecost, which is the Jewish Pentecost as well, right? No, it's the, no, wait a minute. May, yeah. June 1st, or it's 28th of May. No, 1st is the, no, I was right. Yeah, they've got yellows and the 1st of June is the 5th of Sivan, which is Pentecost Day for the Jews. And it just happens to be the same for Christians as well, even though Christians had Easter separated on a different day. And then they may even have Passover or Pentecost on the 12th. This is just the Jewish calendar. Let me check. Is June 8th. Yeah, so it's a week after, because they had Easter the day after the last day of Passover. And so they're off from the correct Pentecost and Passover, not Easter and Pentecost. Yeah, so June 1st. And then there's some other things to watch out for. I think it's the 16th and the 24th. Seriously? What the hell? Let's see if I can find them. Should still have them. Yeah, the 24th is when the sun is united with Jupiter. He's now passed through the horns, and now he becomes the sun god at noonday, Emmanuel, officially as the Christ of Zion. 24th of June. So Pentecost is on the 1st. That's when Mormons are supposed to have been gathered to Zion. They're all there. But it looks like because Trump failed, Donald Jesus Trump failed. It hopefully will be the call out. We'll see. What he's doing recently with the big beautiful bill will do a lot of damage. But also on the 16th of June, that's when Nelson, Mars, is at the, it's actually Regulus, isn't it? Because you know. Yeah, they're at the Regulus star. So all of you remember 21st of August 2017, right? Where the solar eclipse was. And I told you way back then it meant the fall of the United States of America and the fall of the great and abominable church, as both Mars and Nelson, Trump, and Mercury were all there with that sign on Monson's birthday. Everything has to do with Mormons. And so, yeah. So June 21st. So yeah, let's put these in order. Today, 23rd May, Venus, part waters, to 21st of June. On the 16th, or the 1st of June, is Jewish Pentecost. And then the 16th of June, Nelson at Regulus, the King Star of Leo. And then the 24th, it's 3 days after June 21st. Jupiter becomes the sun. Alrighty. So yeah, that took way too long.